Hello everyone, my name is Brandon Job, and today I'm here with one of the local entrepreneurs here from Framingham. Please welcome Hugo DeAlmeida. Hugo, nice to be with you today.
Thank you for having me, bro.
And I brought you in today because I want to talk about some of the work that you do here in Framingham, especially you with your barbershop. But before we get into all that, kind of talk about like your background and like you growing up in Framingham.
No, absolutely, bro. I was born in Brazil, and I was turning 7 when I moved to Framingham.
Okay.
So I went to school all over here. Went to Fuller, went to Framingham High for a little bit.
Yep.
Graduated Keefe, and then I stayed in Framingham the whole time.
Did
I actually used to work up the street at Gianni's Pizza.
And I know we kind of joked around earlier. You said you also intern here a little bit too as well.
Yeah. So senior year of high school, there was an internship open for Framingham Public Access, and they were still at Fuller Middle School.
Okay.
And I did.
Oh, so you were there before they moved over here?
Yeah.
Okay.
OG
Okay.
spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was there, and it was about probably like 6 to 9 months. And because I did IT for school, so
Okay.
it was somewhere along the lines of technology.
Okay. Did you study? Because you said you was more at Keefe, right?
Yeah.
Like, for the remainder 3 years. Did you study more, like get into cosmetics, anything with hair there while you were there for a little bit?
No, I actually didn't get into hair until probably 10 years after high school.
Okay. So you said you was more IT.
Yeah, I went for IT. I wanted to really pursue like the tech world and get into that, but there was never any passion, bro. It was tough to like do things. It felt repetitive. The corporate world never really like sat well with me, like climbing up that corporate ladder.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like to start off, it's like
I
it
know,
wasn't
it's
enough
hard.
money.
It's hard. So did you go to college?
I went to college for 6 weeks. Went to Mass Bay for 6 weeks, bro.
Okay. Wasn't for you?
Wasn't for me. I just stopped going.
So same thing, IT, right?
No, that was like a business class.
Okay.
It was like intro to business or like business administration or whatever.
Okay. So trying to find something like in that business realm.
Yeah, I wanted something like generalized that I could like maybe with a degree get into something.
Okay.
But yeah, same idea, bro. It was just like, I was just hustling towards like nothing.
Yeah.
I was just like
Didn't
running.
really know where to go, but
No
just trying to
direction.
find something. Okay.
Yeah, bro. And then I just like literally stopped going to college. It was funny because my dad really pushed me to go to college,
Yeah.
and then I actually stopped going, and then I started working at a pizza place. So like to an immigrant dad, that could be like a backwards hustle in a sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I hear
But
you.
yeah, dude, it's just never.
So you said it took 10 years for you to start getting into hair. In those 10 years, were you just kind of like seeing whatever you could do, like trying to like just make ends meet or just, like work wherever to at least make some sort of money?
Yeah. So I worked at a pizza place downtown Framingham. Shout out Tango Pizza. And then from there, I started getting into fitness really, and started pursuing like a fitness career. Got like a certification in personal training.
Okay.
That never really pursued it. It was before Instagram too, so it was like kind of tough, like pursuing clients and stuff.
Around what year is this? Just so I know.
This was probably
Before COVID?
2013. Yeah,
Okay,
way
yeah.
before COVID.
Okay. Because obviously then that's where like everything with content really started taking a.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay.
I would say maybe 2015.
2015. Okay.
Yeah, because I graduated 12. Yeah, about 3 years after.
Okay.
And
You said
yeah,
pizza
from there.
place, and then where was the next place?
And then throughout that, I was working at Gianni's still. And then I started working at a nicer restaurant, in like more culinary base. It was called Bocado. It was more like upscale.
Okay. In Framingham or is this?
It was in Wellesley.
Wellesley? Okay.
Yeah. And then from there, I started trying to pursue maybe like a culinary, get into like maybe being a chef.
Okay.
It was like more of like a creative world and like something I could work with my hands, have a little more art to it. But even that, bro, like I love cooking still, but it's just when you're mass producing, like trying to make these dishes look nice and just
In a short amount of time too.
Yeah, but you gotta do 100 of them. Like you gotta prep. You got like the pressure from the servers. Like, yeah, it was chaotic, bro.
Okay.
So with
And would you say that was like your last, like, before you got into the cosmetic realm? That was the last of culinary?
I would say so, yeah. Because
Okay.
I was still at the pizza place, and yeah, and it was super random, bro. The way I got into hair was my old barber at the time, at Loyalty, was just like, bro, you should cut hair. And I was like, dude, I can't. Like, you guys are like super talented, super gifted. You know what I mean? Like,
But what made him ask you, like, you should cut here?
so I was having some like just, confining in my barber, bro. I was like feeling lost and stuff.
Okay.
And I was like, bro, I don't know what to do, dude. Like, I'm stuck there. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I want to do this, I want to do that. And he was like, you should just cut hair, bro.
So kind of basically he's looking at it as like something, easy trade to like kind of like just make some money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, easy trade, easy to get into, make money, you know what I mean? It seemed easy at the time
Oh, but yeah, of course.
to him.
To him, yeah.
But I was thinking, I was just like, no, this is such a talent you guys have, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he said something to me that really resonated was, no, it's a skill. You learn, you perfect it, you know what I mean? You hone it, and you just get better and better and better. And I was like, dude, that makes sense. And I went to work, and during my lunch break, I called him, and I was like, bro, what's the barber school?
That was
Literally
when you're
same day, bro.
Still at culinary, right? And then
Yeah,
you just
still
called
at
him.
Gianni's.
Okay.
And so I called him, and I was like, bro, like, what's the barber school? And he told me the barber school, and I was like, called him. Because I'm like super impulsive too, bro. I called him, and I was like, I'm looking to join. This was December. Every month they started a new class.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah,
December
I could.
of what year? Sorry to cut you off.
2019.
2019? Okay.
No, December of 2018.
2018. Okay.
Yeah. So December of 2018, and they started every month a new class. So I was like, I want to join. I want to start. How can we start this? And she was like, well, come in for orientation, make sure you can do this.
So this is like
apply
school.
for AFTV.
This is like school, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like apply for financial aid
Something
and
that at the
whatnot.
time you weren't really like sold when it came to college, but it's basically like, yeah, you were going back to school.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I went there literally the next day. I sat down, and they were like, yeah, we need to apply. This is how much it costs. And I said, yeah, I don't qualify for any like financial aid due to my status at the time. And I was like, I'll pay cash. I told the lady, I was like, I'll pay cash. Can I start January? She was like, yeah, you don't want to like do this, like look into it, maybe pursue other options as far as like financial aid and stuff. And I was like, no, if I don't like start this now, I just won't.
Okay.
And yeah, January 7, 2019, I started barber school.
Okay, so you started at Loyalty, you started building up skills, learning the trade, and when would you say was a time point where you like figured out like, okay, this is something I want to do?
As soon as I started barber school.
You just fell in love with it just as soon as you started?
Yes, but it was also like a commitment I had made with myself.
Okay.
Because I had tried so many things throughout the way.
But this one you felt committed to doing?
I just felt like I had to hone in.
Okay.
I was, 25 when I started, 26.
Okay.
So like,
So now you're basically looking at career?
yeah.
Okay.
I was like, I gotta give this my absolute all. And yeah, it was a crazy time because it was 2019.
Right before COVID?
Right before COVID. I went to barber school all of 2019. So like, I was very limited to work. I had just moved out of my parents not too long ago. I had bills, expenses, and on top of that, I had to buy tools. I had to pay for barber school.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a lot, yeah.
And then when graduated barber school, a few months later, like COVID hit,
Yeah.
and it was a complete shutdown. And I was like, all right, now I'm gonna.
So I'm glad you said that, because now what's the mindset? You committed to this. Obviously, like, I wouldn't say going well, but we're going in the right direction, of course. But then COVID hits, have to stop everything. What's the mindset now?
Make it work. No plan B. Like, let's improvise, adapt, and overcome, bro. I just moved into a new apartment, and I was like, no furniture, no nothing. I was like, dude, I either buy furniture and try to figure something out or build a shop here. And in a way, it was a blessing in disguise because I built a shop out of my house to cut friends. And then it just became this like snowball effect of people bringing people and people bringing people. So I was able to build a huge, solid like client book throughout like
that time
such
while you
a
were
tough time. You know what I mean?
Exactly, because obviously you had to like find some way to make money, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I had spent all my money on barber school. You know, it was like you don't predict any of this stuff. I was like, I had no safety net. I had almost not worked for a whole year.
Yeah.
Just working part-time. Like I'd cut hair at home after barber school. I started at Loyalty probably like 5 months into barber school on Saturdays.
Okay.
But it's like Saturdays when you don't have a clientele. Like
I know, yeah. Especially when you're that new barber,
Yeah.
it's like nobody really knows if you want to come to you or not. So it's like kind of hard.
they're like, "Who's that guy?" He's like, "Oh, he's one of our interns here." It's like, yeah.
Yeah, it's like you're not
I'll
gonna
wait till
try.
next week,
Exactly. Okay. So you said that. All right. So you're doing that. Then obviously now we get back in person again. So now you're more. I remember at that point I had met you.
Yeah.
So now you're more at Loyalty, and obviously you're more hands-on. So talk about now, like you're starting to work and everything. But when did you start making that transfer to be like, okay, yes, I want to do this, but maybe I want to start thinking about opening my own barbershop?
Yeah, so after we started there, started really building clientele, doing like building that strong foundation of like skill set, clientele, professionalism.
And content, because I know that's something you do as well too. Yeah.
Content, yeah, was huge. Like utilizing content as a tool to build your client list and network and everything was huge. But from that moment on, it's like I just noticed that I really wanted to. I saw a lot of wrong in the industry, like things that like, not wrong per se, but maybe like things that could get better. You know what I mean?
Or maybe things you just didn't agree
The
with.
lack of professionalism. There was this sense of like people saw hair as like just like a hobby thing. You know what I mean? Come in, make enough money, and you're good.
Yeah.
A lot of people also were, as they're cutting hair, they're always looking for the next thing to do. Like nobody really saw it as like this career path. And hair is like infinite, bro. You can take this to like a crazy level. You know what I
Especially
mean?
now with the content, of course. 100%.
Content, like product, there's so many different avenues you can take. Education, coaching, branching locations, franchising, bro. It's endless. You know what I mean? And I wanted to build something where you're able to build barbers like all around, like not just skill and stuff like that, but like give them business opportunities down the road. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Partner up, build their skill set, do everything just different, bro. So that probably started about two years in. I looked at my first location, bro.
Okay, so that's when you started getting the idea, I want to branch out and find my own spot.
Yeah.
Okay. And what year was this now?
This probably 2022.
Okay. Okay, so that's when the ideas start coming in. Then when was it starting to get for real? Like, okay, we're about to make that transition.
I would say at that point. But it was just like, it never really worked out in a sense. Like, I had just gotten married to Brittany, and we were both barbers at the time. And we looked at our first location in Ashland, and it fell through, thankfully, at the time. But like, we were trying to rush into things. I wasn't ready. We were newly married. It was just like a lot at once. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It
So
was like wasn't prepared enough yet to maybe make that next step.
Exactly. There was like a lot we still had to do. There's a lot I still had to learn. And that's why I say, like, thinking back, like, just having a clientele does not mean you're ready for a barbershop, bro.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Just having, like, the money does not mean you're ready for the barbershop. Like, the business, like, I've gotten smacked in the face so many times. Like, even though I thought at this point, like, I thought I knew at least enough to take that step. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's super humbling, bro, because, like,
Oh, 100%.
the more you think you know and you're ready, it's like, life will show you you're not, bro.
Exactly.
But back to that, we looked at our first location. That fell through. Learning about, like, negotiation and stuff like that. Then we looked at a couple more, and every time there was just something that like didn't work out. My first one, like there was no parking lot, you know what I mean? That was like a huge thing. Like the price was expensive, the place was to the bone, so like we were gonna have to spend a lot more to build the place out versus like somewhere that's already like somewhat built. You like paint, put chairs in and move in. Second place, there was like a zoning issue.
Okay.
Couple other places, like there was like issues with like water falling from the ceiling. It was under a restaurant, so like
Yeah, so just a bunch of like stuff that was just like, you're just not there yet. So did you kind of get discouraged? Like maybe I don't know if I'm ready yet to like take that step, or like I remember you kept saying like you're just someone that like I'm just gonna keep going, like I'm committed to it. Did you just keep saying like, all right, maybe not now, but I'm going to like get this done?
No, 100%. I knew deep down that was like it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Sooner or later. I just had to be patient. But I actually did get discouraged. We had a spot we looked at in Southborough right before opening Greyscale here. And it was a sick spot, bro. Like, it was in this plaza. It was like full glass storefront, second floor, like full parking, like everything checked out. But it was second floor in like an office space. Long story short, we weren't able to do plumbing there. Bro, I literally scrapped everything, bro.
That's really like, I'm done.
I was done.
Yeah.
I was like, at this point, like we were at a new barbershop. We were at Elegance.
Yep.
And I scrapped it, bro. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to give this a long break. That's when I got into like endurance sports. It's like, I'm going to run my marathon, dude. I want to do an Ironman.
Yep, I remember you talking about like just other things to do because you was already discouraged from that
Yeah,
other
bro.
thing. Yeah.
I was like, you know, I'm going to give this a huge break and everything will happen in God's timing, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And ironically enough, like
It did,
this
yeah.
place happened
Because I
legit in
remember,
God's timing.
obviously it was a long story if you could sum it up. But I remember, yeah, like me and you had the conversation. You told me, you were like, Brandon, like literally just by the grace of God, it just played itself out and willingly right where you started in Framingham.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a call from the landlord here, and it was like a tattoo shop that wanted to sublet. Long story short, it was not ideal space for us. And then there was another spot which we're at now, and it was just like a call. Everything worked out. The builders, everything was just in place. Parking, dude, you name it. Everything just works out when you're patient and just like timing, bro. But the biggest lesson, just like let go of control, dude.
100%.
Because I was so in control. It had to be my way. It had to be this way. It had to be here.
Yeah.
Like, trust me, you know what I mean? But like,
and just trust the process because you put in the work. It was just a matter of letting it happen when it will happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And as soon as I like
let go,
dude, everything like literally fell into place. Like the right people, you know what I mean? Like
exactly.
the path of everything, you know what I mean? Just having like that support system, like our partner Luis that came in, like, bro, it was such a blessing throughout the whole way, you know what I mean?
Exactly. I know even like me and you, like off camera, we had a conversation too. Like literally you told me you was discouraged and then next thing you know, everything just played out. And in less time than it took when you even tried to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, but now fast forwarding to Greyscale, because obviously that's the name. Talk about like first how you got the name and how you kind of like figured out what you want to name this barbershop, and also too like what like different things do you guys do compared to other barbershops to make you stand out, and again like you want to do stuff different from other industries as well too.
100%. So funny story, the name, I had the whole concept, the whole business plan, everything for a couple of years now because I've been working on it. But I never really had a name. And then at one point I wanted a name that was very marketable, something you could branch off to like have so-and-so academy, so-and-so like clothing line, so-and-so product line, so-and-so education. And at first I had a name Casanova, which I was talking to a client about it, and come to find out Casanova was not the most
Nah.
ideal guy
Exactly.
to name it after,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly, yeah.
So I was like, that's the worst first impression I could ever make, bro.
Yeah.
And then Brittany and I were actually just like, bro, literally name dropping. We had the concept of like the gray and the neutral tones and like
Yep.
that visual and
Yeah,
that
you just
aesthetic.
need the name. The name
And I
was
just needed a name that was gonna play off. So we were like just naming things like silver this, silver that, gray this, gray that. And then once we landed on Greyscale, I was like, it has to be Greyscale because it's
nothing too different, but at the same time, you know, like
Yeah.
in that region.
very marketable, but a grayscale is also a way of looking at a fade. It's like the lights into the dark,
Okay.
like the grayscale into the dark.
Okay, nice.
So like it's a little play on words and similar with like my Instagram handle, Hairstotle, which
Oh,
is
yeah,
like
exactly,
hair and
yeah.
Aristotle. Shout out Nick, Blackheart Barber. That's my boy that came up with the name,
No,
dude.
yeah, definitely. But yeah, just and yeah, like some of the new things that you guys do there, and like, you know, what different things you want to like incorporate in your new barbershop.
No, yeah, 100%. So we've been open for 5 months now. We got 5 guys in. As far as different, I think we're just really solidifying like the fundamentals, bro. Like just really hitting that key of like professionalism, client-based experience, you know what I mean? And also just like aesthetic and everything too. So one thing like you notice like people always talk about like, oh, my barber's late, my barber reschedules, my barber this. Like there's a huge lack of professionalism like in the industry. So we value that a lot.
Yeah. Go into
Just
the basics.
like basics, bro. Professionalism, client-based experience, you know what I mean? Like simple things from like greeting someone as they come in through the door.
Yep, and I do notice that when I go there. Yep.
Yeah, bro.
If you're maybe in the back, someone else greets me, so yep.
Exactly. And it's like just making everybody feel welcome, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the other pivot is just like really marketing and like branding, like really, like we focus a lot on like video content, you know what I mean? Like reviews, stuff like that. Like that stuff's huge for building a brand nowadays, like just the whole digital aspect of it.
Yeah.
As far as like value to my barbers, it's like, dude, we really get in there. We have staff training once a month where we go in full day, bro, just like intensive learning. Just giving back, you know what I mean? I invested a lot in my education. Now like being able to like do demos and see them grow as professionals.
100%.
We have a run club out of the shop.
Yep.
So like active too, bro. Like
Marketing, definitely.
marketing, but making sure people are moving. You know what I mean? We have a lot of like
The coffee shop.
coffee shop was a great collab, bro. The cross promotion is insane.
Yeah.
Like so many of our clients, like you get a coffee, and then now we're noticing a lot of the girls that come in to get coffee send their boyfriends and husbands in to get cut. You know
Or
what I
their
mean?
boyfriends may be getting a cut, and
Yeah.
they're sitting there drinking their coffee. Yep.
Exactly. And not to mention the scent, bro. Like you get coffee, aftershave, like bro, it's just such a fire like
A vibe.
vibe, bro.
Yeah.
Like the ambiance as they call it.
Yeah.
But as far as different, that's pretty much our vision, bro. Like when we say like redefine the modern barbershop, like it's nothing extraordinary.
What it sounds like going old school again.
Yeah, it's
Old
just,
school with that new vibe, obviously. Yeah.
Exactly. Like it's like we're not trying to like revolutionize the game, you know what I mean? It's just like really lock in that fundamental and bro, be consistent.
Yeah. And finally, just where do you hope to see your barbershop in the next 5 years? At least, you know, what's maybe like short-term goals, long-term goals?
Next 5 years, definitely having the business full, you know, as far as like every barber locked in. But academy is a huge thing we're working on. Just bringing in more people for like education and stuff like that. And eventually just more locations, bro.
Yeah.
Like if the formula works,
I see that. I know that's what you want.
yeah.
Yeah.
If the formula works, like why limit to one? You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, keep going.
But throughout the way, just same idea, like everything in due time, everything calculated, making sure our first location is like strong before like we can move into anything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And yeah, I definitely have faith that for sure. And then these next couple years, I can already see it happening.
Absolutely,
for sure.
bro.
But yeah, Hugo, I just want to thank you again, bro, for coming in
Of
and
course,
sharing your
bro.
time here at Access Framingham.
Of course, dude. Thank you so much for having me, bro.